I was inspired to make this series after delving into Skyrim yet again, as we all do from time to time. And yeah, just made myself a Breton, and I just noticed just how crazily jacked these guys were. So you can't actually make a skinny one. And it got me thinking about gaming and fitness and how those two things are not really all that different. Hey, welcome to another episode of Cab Fit. Well, technically this is actually a bit of a crossover episode. We're going to be talking about gaming and fitness. And you know, traditionally people have been like, those two pursuits are diametrically opposed. However, they're not, and especially speaking to my fellow ESO players, if you look at Deltia, I believe Quantum is another buff dude. These pursuits are really not that different from one another. Each requires a tremendous amount of mental discipline and focus. And these are all things that, you know, we have as gamers. So it keeps us in the chair, grinding out mobs. So in this particular series, though, I'm just going to go over some fitness essentials. A lot of calisthenics, so a lot of body weight exercises. This is geared towards, you know, all exercise groups. I'm not going to say that, you know, we always can learn something from another person. So there might be something, even if you're an experienced exerciser, that you might be able to pick up from this. And if you're a novice exerciser, then I hope that these videos actually get you on a path to really enjoying physical fitness. I'm going to be 41 this year, and one of the reasons why I've stayed so young is because I've dedicated my rather addictive personality towards fitness and healthier pursuits. So, you know, if you get even a smidgen of that drive and willpower from watching these videos, I will consider them a success. So let's start with the basics. You got your push-ups, you got your squats, you got your chin-ups, and variants on each. So I'm going to take you through the perfect push-up to start. Alright, so all of your push-ups begin from a plank position. So our core is nice and tight, so contract your abs, push your shoulders back, put some force onto the chest and the delts, squeeze your glutes, squeeze your quads. So a perfect plank, if you're doing it, you should actually be able to support yourself almost on one plane of the body. You shouldn't need both arms. That's how tight everything should be before we even start our push-up. Now, if you're just starting out and you can't quite get all the way unassisted, you still get into plank position, drop your knees, cross your ankles. So you still have that nice clean line with your body. The worst kind of assisted push-ups you can do are when the butt's back and the weight's all over the place. That's not how we want to do it. So weight is always forward, nice clean line with the body. I'm going to do mine unassisted just to show you a standard push-up. Shoulders are in line with my hands. Lower your shoulders to your hands. Breathe out as you go. But a 1-2 count and up and 2 and release. Don't hyperextend your arms. All right, so that's your basic push-up. Down for 2 beats, 1 and 2 on the contraction, up and 2. You don't need to power them out. You don't need to do them super fast. Just start that way. Now, once you've mastered the basic push-up, we can start to get into some advanced exercises. So this is hands in line with our shoulders. We can go hands out farther if we want to work the chest a bit harder and force a bit more weight on the delts. So wide. So again, squeeze your quads, squeeze your glutes, nice tight form, nice tight line with the body, and lower. 2 and up, and 2 and 2 and 2 and up and 2. All right. From there, you can also do a reverse grip chin up. So you're gonna have the hands a bit closer on this one. Turn the palms back as far as they'll go. Keep the elbows tucked against the body, and down and up. And 2 and up. This is fantastic for wrist strength and flexibility, as also for your triceps as well too. And if you really want to get advanced, once you've mastered all these and you want to get into sort of a more dynamic motion, you've also got your plyometric versions. You're going to push up 2 variants of this, either hands and feet or just hands off the ground. Go down, 1. That's the second variant. All right, you got a lot of choice with push-ups. It's a fantastic exercise, and there's a number of things you can do with it. Finally, of course, one of my favorites too is the archer push-up. Wide stance with the hands, turn the thumbs out, go down nice and low, lean right as if you're notching and aiming an arrow, lean left. Or Rather, wrong way, sorry. Lean right, lean left. Again, notice how straight and tight my core is during that movement. And that's pretty much it. I mean, there's a million push-ups you can find online once you start looking. Yeah, that's some sunburn, by the way, kids. Take care of your skin. Always wear SPF. I forgot mine yesterday. And just have fun with it. Like, I mean, the basic push-up is a foundational exercise. Once you master that, you can move on to any number of things. It strengthens your delts, as it's a push motion. So any push motion works your delts, triceps, pectoralis major, core from stability. You're working those things. You don't need to focus on them in or at a gym. Like, you don't have to just focus on those things. You can actually train them just through bodyweight exercises. And that's the safest and one of the most consistent ways to train, actually, because you don't need a gym. You don't need anything. So yeah, that's the perfect push-up. All right, so that was the perfect push-up. Relatively perfect. Air conditioning's off in here and it's quite hot, so I'll be buffing a little bit more than I should have. I've also already worked out today. And just on that note, I don't work out more than once a day, but I do stay very active throughout the day, as you can see from my tan. Once again, SPF, wear it, it's good for you. So, next episode, I think I'd like to talk about either back or legs. The legs are a much maligned and neglected muscle group. They account for almost 2/3 of your entire metabolic tissue. They're hugely important. And if you look at the structure of the leg too, you just have two bones and then you have a bunch of meat on them. You look at the structure of the chest, which is where all the glamour muscles are, chest and back, and there's really a rib cage and a bunch of organs and then just tissue layered over top. So in terms of your greatest metabolic gains, you have to do legs. And I can't stress this to my male clients enough. Women have no problem doing legs, they just generally don't do upper bodies. And this is a gross stereotype that I've just sort of found over 20 years of training people. But yeah, guys still neglect their legs, and not only are, you know, really fit legs beautiful, they're also necessary for just regulating your overall metabolic rate, and of course your hormones and all the other things that trigger off of that. So I think we're going to cover legs or back next, because those are in descending order. It's always legs, back, chest in terms of your largest metabolic tissue. So we kind of went out of order there. I would have liked to do it in that way, but you know, push-ups, they're a cool thing, and maybe I taught you some new ones that you haven't seen before, like the archer. And we're going to cover some more advanced exercises in the future. But yeah, like, subscribe, tell me what you think, and if you have any suggestions about stuff you'd like to hear about on buff like the Dragonborn, whether it's macros and nutrients and stretching, also important too, stretching and willpower and peace of mind, we'll cover as well too. So there's a ton of topics in terms of health and wellness that we can cover, and I'm a pretty knowledgeable guy. That's what I've been doing for many years. So hit me up in the comments and have a great day, and try out some of these push-ups today if you haven't done them already. All right? Take care. Be kind to each other. Bye.